must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done. But when I call you, never seem to be home.
Shout out to my baby girl Diva, my mini me, my baby, my love of my life. She did the intro for me. Finally, I finally got my new intro. I love it. Mwah! Thank you so much, sweetheart. Mommy loves you. Hello, good morning. Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's Diva the Divine Light. And as I promised, I will be continuing our book, Confessions of Daddy's Little Freak. And our last chapter, we were at When a Woman's Fed Up. And we learned that he beat her. She lost her child. And she's finally leaving him. She finally left him. She got up and she left, supposedly. So the next chapter is I Wish. I was terrified and I couldn't stop crying. Normally, I would have thought to clean myself up and put on this fake smile when on my way back to Grandma's. But I was prepared to tell her everything. She was the only thing I had that was genuine and real in this world. I needed to be honest with her about all that I'd been through. I knew she would never judge me, nor steer me wrong. When I got to Grandma's, I knocked for 20 minutes with no answer. Her car was in the driveway, so I figured maybe she was asleep or couldn't hear me. She always kept a spare key in the backyard under this flower pot, so I grabbed it and let myself in. The house was so quiet, you could hear it creak. I called for my grandma, but got no response. I checked all the rooms, but she wasn't there. In the dining room, I saw a huge envelope with my name on it. On the table, next to a new vase. I guess my grandmother had got it. So I figured I'd kill time until she got back by reading my mail. The contents of that envelope changed my life forever. And this still remains the worst day of my life. In my absence, my grandma had passed away. She left me the car, the house, a huge lump sum, and some very expensive items in a safety deposit box. From what I read, they tried contacting me for weeks and even spoke with my boyfriend, but never heard back from me. A distant relative advised them to leave it on the table because they knew I'd eventually return. Can you imagine my pain? My grandma? The only person I had in this world? The only person who loved me? I didn't even get to see her and say my goodbyes. And I was so caught up in this mess with Rob that I never called home. And now she's gone. I couldn't stop the tears. I didn't give a damn about a house, a car, or any of that shit. I wanted my grandma. I was so fucking hurt. I'm still hurt. But then the hurt turned to anger. Every time I think about the fact that this nigga knew. He knew when she got sick. He knew when they admitted her to the hospital. He knew when she passed and when they buried her. He knew every fucking thing, but told me nothing. I hated him for this. Was it not enough that you beat me and slowly turned me into this person I don't even recognize? Was it not enough that you gave me this disease that I have to live with until the day I close my eyes? Was it not enough you killed our unborn child? Was it not enough? You had to take her from me too, right? My thoughts were racing fast and I felt sick. I had to get out of there. Well, that was terrible. That's sad. How dare you? You know, that's something I believe he does. You know, like I said, this is a fictional story. Allegedly, this is a fictional story. But I don't know. I see a lot of truth in this. It's crazy. The next chapter, Heaven, I Need a Hug. Excuse me, guys. Heaven, I need a hug. I couldn't bear to look at myself, at what I'd become. I didn't know this person, nor did I want to. I needed to stay clean, and no, not from the drugs, but from him. He was the only addiction I couldn't kick, and I needed to find my way back to Jesus. I was so ashamed of myself, I oftentimes didn't pray. How could I talk to God knowing the things I was doing and was a part of? After 5 long years of the back and forth, I was finally ready to walk away for good. I didn't know how I would stop him from popping up at my grandma's, especially with me being alone now, or anything else for that matter. But right now, I didn't care. I was just thankful to be free and away from that place, chained like some kind of fucking animal. I took off as fast as possible and sped to the church I grew up in. I wasn't sure if my pastor would be there on a weekday, but I just needed to be in the presence of the Lord in the sanctuary. I needed to have a long talk with him, and I did. I cried harder than I ever had. I hollered. I prayed. I called out on our Father's name and begged for his mercy and forgiveness. The things I witnessed and participated in was far more than I could ever have described in this book, and it was horrifying. I needed the Lord to forgive me. I needed to know I was still his child and that it wasn't too late to turn all of this around. I surrendered myself to God and vowed never to touch and abuse an illegal substance again. I vowed never to go back to rob, no matter what. I took a vow of celibacy and told God whatever path he saw fit was what I wanted for my life. I knew Rob would try to come get me. I knew he would. I knew he'd threaten me, and I knew his little gang affiliation could real life have me 6 feet under if he gave them the word. But I couldn't control that. All I could control was my actions and leave the rest to God. So I begged the Lord for strength to stand strong in my decisions and faith, even in the midst of temptation from the enemy. I had made so many mistakes, but I didn't want to make any more. I walked out of that church with a renewed mind. I knew all I had in this world was myself and God, and I knew I was going to have to be even stronger than before. I didn't have my Nana. I didn't have her to save me anymore, which made me more vulnerable. But I vowed to be strong. If I did anything, it wasn't going to be to fall weak and run back to him. God is the only man I need. I felt that then, and I know that now. And then, those who know of us always ask, if I could do it again, would I? Hell no, I know if it was me, I wouldn't do it again. And I wouldn't have stayed for 5 years either. That's just way too long for abuse. I know it takes a lot. Some women aren't as strong as other women. It's a lot of people are like, oh, but why did you stay so long? Oh, why did you go back? Oh, why did you take him back in? Listen, it's very hard to deal with abuse when you love someone, especially when that's all you know. Like, come on, these girls are young. He manipulated their minds. That's what he does. He controls your mind. Damn shame. But next chapter. If I could turn back the hands of time, would you want to relive this hell? Would you want your mind fucked to this extent? I'm not normal because of the fucked up shit I've been through. I deal with guilt, pain, anger, and hatred every day. And it's mostly hatred towards myself, because I can't understand why after all this shit he's done to me, I still love him. I can't understand why I'm so fucked up in the head that I can love someone like that. Someone who did these things to me. Someone who truly loves you wouldn't hurt you. Someone who truly loves you wouldn't isolate you. Someone who truly loves you wouldn't want to share you with anyone. You alone would be enough for someone who truly loves you, but not for him. No one will ever be enough for him, and he can never truly love anyone because he doesn't love himself. And I have to cope with knowing that I love a nigga this cold, that I chased him and pursued this hell. I did it. I have to accept the fact that I allowed him to control and manipulate me. I have to take ownership for all of those fucked up decisions. Then it gets me to thinking, why do we hold on to people who deep down we are unhappy with? Why do we sacrifice happiness elsewhere to stay where we don't fit? Why do we allow ourselves to be entitled and mistreated? Why do we know better but not do better? Why is it so hard to let go? When does it end? I have to find a way to deal with the memories that won't leave my mind. These motherfuckers are seriously gonna start? Oh my God, I'm glad I'm almost at the end of this book. I'm sorry about the interruption, guys. If you hear that background noise, that's these people outside doing construction in the street. Like, I want to get rid of this book already and start the next book. And like, I am trying to find time to read all of this stuff to you guys and give you commentary and all of that. But there's been so many interruptions, so many things I've had to do. I haven't really had the time to really sit and peace and quiet and do my thing for y'all. Like, I've just been throwing up quick little things just to keep my channel going. Like, I'm trying. It's so hard, guys. It's so hard. But anyway, let's continue. Sorry about the interruptions, y'all. Bear with me. Again, let's start over with that. I have to find a way to deal with the memories that won't leave my mind, both good and bad. I have to deal with seeing shit about him and hearing shit about him everywhere I go. I live in fear of the things he'll do because he has people watch me. Even till this day, my house, my social media accounts, I've even been followed while driving. Boyfriends I've tried to have since him have mysteriously disappeared or been beaten up and stopped dealing with me. No one understands the constant reminders I live with. So for me, it's a no. I wouldn't. You go, girl. That's right. You don't turn back them hands of time. You don't go backwards. We go forward. That's what these young ladies need to do. Go forward. Forget about this man. And forget about all the stuff that he did that you girls think was right. He didn't do nothing. And Joycelyn, if that's really you behind that page, girl, I'm glad you are realizing stuff. This is a blessing, not a curse. This is a blessing. And if it is you behind these pages, God bless you. And keep letting us know what went on. And speak your truth. Forget about the people and what they have to say. Speak your truth. And if it's not you, whoever it is that's behind that page that's doing all of this to this little girl and her family, I feel sorry for you because you already know. Time's up. You will be arrested. So, Joycelyn, if this is you, my advice to you, baby girl, is start taking some pictures or something up to date. Do a little video and say, yes, this is me. You see my face? This is me. And yes, I am telling my story. I don't care what anybody has to say. I need to do it for me and my truth and for me to feel better and to walk away. That's what you need to do, mamita. So anyway, the last chapter, and we are done with this book, guys. Finally, amen. This was a crazy book. Last chapter says, my apologies. For those of you who are reading this because you know exactly who this is about and wanted to take a full walk in my shoes with this experience, I apologize. I gave what I could and tried to be as descriptive as possible with the incidents I could remember in full detail. I didn't want to focus on dates, locations, and others involved as much as the types of things I experienced during this relationship. I wanted it to feel real to you. I wanted you to feel like you were there. But there's no way I could possibly give you the entire 5 years. What I have sounds like a full motion picture, even to me. So imagine the full 5 years. We had so many ups and downs. There was a lot of craziness, a lot of laughs, and even more tears. I'm not really an author, and I was never that good in English class, so also forgive me for any typos and errors. I'm sorry if I was all over the place, but that's kind of how my feelings are. Even now, 1 minute I hate him, and then I might think of some of the good times and smile. It's an emotional roller coaster daily for me. It took a lot for me to put this online. I was so scared, and I didn't even publish it under my name. That alone should say a lot. For those of you who may have been insulted or repulsed by the amount of graphic sexual content or constant use of profanity, I apologize. I'm an extremely blunt person. I'm still young, and I'm just an around-the-way girl. I'm no published public figure, and all I know how to do is give it to you raw and uncut. For anyone I may have offended, I apologize. And that is the end of that book, guys. Wow. So, supposedly the author of this book, as we all found out within due time after it came out in 2016, which is 3 years earlier, we know that it's Kash Jones. She admitted that it was her who wrote the book. But there's two other people who are claiming they wrote the book. I don't know how true that is, y'all. But Kash Jones, Joycelyn Savage, Azriel Clary, girls, ladies, women. If Kash Jones, this is a true story, you need to really, truly, as you say, look at the Lord, look at the stuff, and really tell your truth. Let people know this is really you. You did start dating this man at such and such time. You did know this girl, you did know that girl, or you seen this girl, or you heard of this girl. You witnessed stuff. Let it out. Girls, let it out. Let it all out. Let it all out. Y'all need to come forward with the truth. This man has been doing this for years. And I think Joycelyn, and Azriel, you girls will be the ones to really verify everything that everyone has come to know, allegedly, about this man. And you guys need to really speak the truth. Azriel, I know you love this man. Joycelyn, I know you love this man. But like Cash Jones says in this book, enough is enough. I know you guys are tired. And you guys want to move on with your lives. Live normal lives. The lives you guys were living for all these years was not normal. He normalized that shit for you. Normalized it for you. I just, I pray for you guys every day. I think about you guys a lot. You know, I've been out here since I think maybe June, July. I think like June is when I started really like digging deep and trying to find out what's going on with these girls. Especially Azriel, I thought she was missing in action because I thought she was dead. Like, I thought the girl was dead because there was absolutely nothing about her anywhere. Like, nothing except for the fact that her parents came out. And it was kind of creepy how she had a social media and then all of a sudden, boom, she disappeared and is not there anymore and she's nowhere to be found. You know, the Savages were more vocal than the Clarys. You know, they were their tactics of trying to figure out what's going on with their daughter and getting their daughter in return for home. I didn't agree with. You know, it's true. It's always better to move in silence and do what you got to do without people knowing because, you know, there is a lot of backlash media. People twist your words. They do so many harmful things. And that's what's going on right now. And if that isn't you, Jocelyn, like I said, behind that page, may God help that person because you're sick and you need a lot of fucking help because you don't realize you're destroying a lot of lives and you're going to get locked up. That's all I have to say. Be prepared because if this isn't Joycelyn behind these pages doing this story and telling her truth, yeah, the feds are coming. The feds are coming because they're going to find out what all these IP addresses are coming from and all that information, and it will come to light who it really is. And if it is you, Joycelyn, like I said, please just do a little video. Like, even if it's like 2 minutes long, just say, or a minute long, or 50 seconds, 60 seconds, just say, hey, this is me. I want y'all to know this is really me. I am the one behind the writing. I am the one that's doing this. I am doing that. The reason why I'm behind closed doors and don't really want to reveal myself to y'all is because I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed. And I'm hurt. And I'm upset. And I'm tired. And I'm scared. Let it be known, sweetheart. Tell your truth, girl. You too, Azriel. You too, mommy. I know you could do it. Forget about loyalty, man. He ain't loyal to y'all. Do you know that he had the nerve to say that you girls were all hoes and bitches and groupies? Well, let me let you know that the man that you love called yous groupies and hoes. So, that's not a man who loves another woman. That's a monster. And that's all I have to say. And I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday. Gobble Gobble Day is coming, y'all. And yes, I will be cooking for my family. And I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for my sisters, my new sisters, my warriors, my goddess warriors, my girl, Goddess Dawn. I love you so, so much. My people, my new family, Team Truth. I love you guys as well so much. Papa Clary, you know how special you are. You remind me of my dad. Even though I never knew him, but I knew of him, and I've learned a lot because of my family members that have spoke of him. And Azriel and Joycelyn, you guys are lucky to have your dads in your lives, and appreciate them. Appreciate them. I'm sorry. I got a little emotional, guys. I'm thankful that I never really got caught up like you guys. You know, I was in a couple of abusive relationships. A lot of them were more verbal and emotionally, mentally abusive. Some were physical. But I had the strength and the sense to walk away. And I'm sorry that you guys got caught up with the glamour that he threw in front of your eyes and the glitz, and made it seem to you guys like this is all gold and greener on the other side. And I pray that you guys spend time with your families on the holidays. It's so important, because you never know when a family member is going to go. You could be here today and gone tomorrow. And you guys need to realize that. You just need to go home. You just need to be with your family. And Azriel, I'm glad that you're home. I don't know how true, that really is, because Pops hasn't really, verified it. But he's a smart man. Listen to that guy. Listen to him. He's a smart man. And Joycelyn, I'm sorry that your parents were out of control. They didn't know what to do. Please forgive them. They didn't know what to do, how to react. Everything that they've done was on impulse, because they love you. And they want you home. They let you do your thing. Everything was good until he stopped the contact. You guys have to understand that your parents, the both of them, the Clarys and the Savages, both parents let you guys do what you wanted to do because you were grown in a sense of the word, because of legal age. And they wanted you to grow into the women, and be who you were going to be. But this man, Robert, took this from you guys. He took family from you for so long. And I think that you girls love your families just as much, and you miss them just as much. And I think it's time that you guys do the right thing and forgive and move forward and appreciate what you have now. Because Robert Sylvester Kelly is never coming home. He's never coming home. I feel that he's never coming home. He's really getting what he deserves. All these years he's been hiding in plain sight. And the industry and people have just let this monster be. And all these people who worked for him should be questioned, and some should even be arrested. But it's time for everyone to come out. It's time. It's time. All you handlers, Valerie Payton, the Mayweather sisters, Bubba, everybody, that doctor, those doctors that come and take care of these girls when they get beat or when they get miscarriages or they're sick. These doctors need to come out. Money is a powerful thing. It's an evil thing. And because this man had money, he was able to do the things that he was able to do to all these people, including the people he worked for. He treated everybody like shit. Because he thought he was God. He thought he was invincible. Can't nobody touch him. He's the greatest. Sick, manipulative, narcissistic, disgusting, pedophiliac. It's what he is. It's time. It's time for the people to stand up. Because you know what? In the end, the bad is what needs to be brought out. Forget about the good. What was so good? That you had laughs? That he spent money on y'all? That he took yous out? All of yous. That he yous worked for him and he paid yous? Half of yous didn't even get paid. According to rumors, half of yous didn't even get paid right. That's why a lot of people have come out and talked, because they were manipulated by him. They were abused by him in some form of fashion or way. And I'm tired of hearing about, oh, he never married Aaliyah. Oh, this wasn't the girl in the sex video. Listen, if you people did not see that video, you do not know. What you see right now in the internet is all scrambly, squiggly, washed up videos. You understand? If you were there back in those days and you saw that video, you would know that that is Rashana and that is R. Kelly. Definitely. No ifs, ands, and no buts. His face was all in the camera. All in it. All in it. But he got away with it because he paid off the family. He paid Rashana off. He bought her a car. He bought people off, man. He even bought her own family off to shut up and not say nothing. And I think that her family is disgusting. And her father and her mother should be in prison. Well, listen, guys. Well, as I said, happy holidays to you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. May you all have a very fruitful and wonderful day, and treasure your families that day, and be thankful for everything you guys have. Be blessed. And this is the end of that chapter in our lives as far as Confessions of Daddy's Little Freak. We finally finished the book. And our next book I just got, thanks to my sister Mocha. I'm just waiting for it to come into the mail. My sister Mocha donated money. So she donated $25 to get the book. Lisa Van Allen's book, I Survived the Pied Piper. And I believe that's the name of it. I forgot exactly, but don't quote me on that. But yes, Surviving the Pied Piper, I believe, is her book. But I got a little bonus from my sister Goddess Dawn. I got Geronda's second book. Because her first book was mainly about her being abused throughout the years in her life. Like, it had a little bit of what went on between her and R. Kelly, but it was mainly about her growing up, according to reviews and stuff like that. I didn't read it, but, and to what people were saying that, it was mainly about her life growing up as a child and what she went through up until she met R. Kelly, But we have another book that she wrote. I forgot the name of it. Let me look in my note here. It's, let's see. Let's bring it up here. It's called Coming Forward, The Abused. So this is the book that we're going to start on this one in the meantime until we wait for Lisa's book, which is, I believe it was going to be arriving. I got to look into my notes too as well as that. But this book is called Coming Forward, The Abused, and it's by Geronda Pace. So that is our next book, guys. Hopefully maybe Friday I can start on it. Let's see what happens, Yeah, let's see what happens. So Friday, I'm going to see if I can try to do a little bit of the read. Maybe read a couple of chapters for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed all 4 parts of my story for you guys. And make sure you leave comments down below. Like on the way in. Like on the way out. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. And make sure you hit that notification bell on the side of that subscription so that you can always see your girl. And make sure you click that notification bell so you can always see me and always know when I come out with my new stuff. And I hope you guys have a pleasant day. God bless you all. Peace.